Everyone, this particular video discusses about how to use a Python script to configure multiple devices using a config file and a device IP list. We might have seen previous videos where we spoke about just configuring a device with the set of commands, but in this case, in this example, we speak about how to use a changes file, like a file that has like hundreds of commands or 50 commands or whatever that you want to change across a set of devices, like more than one device. You may have an IP list. That's exactly what this particular script is talking about. A quick walkthrough on the script. The script is just named here as configuring multiple devices using config files. What is being imported is the Netmiko module from the Netmiko library and the getpass that you see here. The username is whatever is entered at this prompt is taken and stored in the variable. The getpass, whatever is entered in the password prompt, will be stored in this variable. Now, the first part of the changes file is I open up this file named changes, which has all my config changes, and it is read to this variable called commands to send. Likewise, I also open up another file which has all the device IP addresses, and I store it in this variable called devices. Now, this template here you see is just reading that files into separate entities. So devices will read each of the IP addresses. The commands to send will have every command that is listed inside this file name called changes. We will look into those file names as well. So first I create a for loop wherein we say for routers in devices, the devices in this question is this variable. So I'm just printing a few helpful display outputs, just saying connecting to this device. And I am mapping this particular variable IP address of device to this value. So whatever is the value inside this router, which is pretty much taken from the devices, is now named to a new variable. And then I create this main template called Junos devices, where the device type is given as Junos. Obviously for Cisco, you will have a different name template there. Now here the IP is equal to the IP address of each of the device that we had verified in the variables. And then the username and password are pretty much taken from the value stored at the starting of the script. And then there is a second for loop where all these devices, this is a new variable that is just mapping to each of these device parameters. So for devices in all devices, you invoke a Netmiko to connect to them, print the prompt of the device that I'm connecting to, and send the config sets. And here you can see the variable that I'm sending is commands to send, which is exactly what is here, the commands to send. So whatever is stored in that variable will be sent. And do I exit from this mode? At this point, no. And the next output is where I will send a commit in Juniper. As you know, there is a commit that needs to be followed after you finalized your configs. And finally, I print the output. Now let's look at the changes file. This is where the config changes are stored. So you can see I just have a simplistic example with a couple of lines of changes that I need. That's what is highlighted here. You may have more than that. And if I look at the devices file, that has a list of 3 devices that I want to connect and do these changes on all of them. Now, if I were to execute the script, it's just asking me for the prompts. I'm just entering the details. Now, you see it's connecting to the first device. As you can see here, it's going to execute the commands. There you go. The first set of commands are executed, and then it's quitting. And now it's connected to the second device and the third device. So this is the third device, and the configs are changed and the commit is done. Likewise, it's connecting to the second device and the config changes are done. So hope this script was useful and it can be developed further according to your needs. The full script will be available on the description section of this video. Bye for now.